Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Youth Alive. I'm so happy that you're here and I can't wait for you to see the segments that we have in store for you. So, you already know the drill. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode. And remember that we are Youth Alive.
Hello, guys. Today it's March 2nd, and I was thinking, what can I do for Did You Know? And I thought, why not do a Did You Know about events in history that happened on this same date? So let's take a look. On March 2nd, 1949, the first non-stop world flight was made by a B-50 Superfortress called the Lucky Lady 2. Did you know that on March 2nd, 1836, Texas declares independence as the Republic of Texas from Mexico? Did you know that on March 2nd, 1933, the original King Kong movie had its world premiere in New York City? All right, guys, that's it for today's Did You Know? We'll see you next week. And remember, we are Youth Alive.
Hello, Youth Alive, and welcome to this segment entitled In the Works. Today, it is a very special segment because I am going to show you how to make your own, all right? Your own. You don't have to ask anybody else because you'll be able to make your own. Get this. Hologram. You heard me right. Hologram, okay? And it's actually not that difficult, all right? So let's get to it. All right, guys. So this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some tape, okay? You're gonna need a Sharpie, some scissors, okay? And you're gonna need a trapezoid shape, right? A small trapezoid shape where you have, we're gonna call it a trapezoid, okay? Where you're gonna have, hey, that's not yours. Where you're gonna have a long side and a short side, right? Followed by 90 degrees angles, right? Perfect. And you're going to need some sort of plastic, okay? I went to the dollar store and I got this iPhone case. That's plastic clear case. And that's what we're gonna use, okay? Let's get to it. Okay, now that we have everything that we need, we're gonna grab our plastic material and we're going to make the shapes, 4 shapes on the case, on the plastic. We're gonna use our Sharpie. We're just going to, make 4 of these trapezoids, okay? I'm gonna be really careful because I don't have a lot of material. Maybe you might have some more, so I need to be really careful to make the most out of the space that I have, okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? This is what one side looks like already, so it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's still gonna work. That's the cool thing about this project, okay? So I'm going to continue to make those 4 shapes so that we can have our own hologram. Okay, so as you can see, now I have my 4 sides, and I'm going to then use my scissors to cut them. All right. But this is gonna work just perfectly fine. Don't eat this. He likes to eat stuff. Okay, so now I have my 4 sides, okay? So now it's just a matter of actually taping them. But how are we gonna tape them? Well, we're going to tape them this way. We're gonna tape them like this. We're gonna put a piece of tape right here, okay? So we're gonna have this little square that we're going to make in the middle, sort of, kind of. You'll see what I'm talking about. And we're gonna continue to do that on the other one and on the last one as well, okay? All right, so I have my 4 pieces like that. And then I'm going to close this gap, right? I'm gonna close this gap this way. Okay, has to make that little square in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna need some tape to do that. All right, there you go. And it should be able to sit on its own. Ooh, mine's a little bit wobbly. So let me work on that. Let me put some more tape and I'll show you the end process, okay? We have one last step. Okay. As you can see, I added more tape to our hologram instrument, right? I would suggest to try to use the clearest tape that you have. My tape was clear, but it wasn't that clear. Still gonna work, but try to use the clearest tape that you have, okay? Now to the last step, right? So you're gonna go ahead and grab your phone. In this case, I'm gonna grab my wife's phone. And you're going to use YouTube, actually. Yeah, so go ahead and go to YouTube. And you're going to search for hologram video 3D, okay? Hologram video 3D, okay? And from there, you can choose whichever one you want. We're gonna use this one here, and I'll show you how it's going to look, okay? So we're going to open it up. We're going to make it like this, and we're going to put our picture at the center, okay? And I'm going to turn off the lights so that you can see it very well, all right? Alright guys, and there you have it. I hope that you'll enjoy, and remember that we are Youth Alive.
Hello, Youth Alive. Welcome back to This is Hidden Gems, and this is a nice little day after school, and I'm going to show you a nice little tea boba cup place that I found, and we're going to go figure it out. Let's go.
Boba time.
And we're back because it was very crowded over there. I did decide to leave a little bit early, but I got a chocolate shake with strawberry popping boba and some whipped cream, because who doesn't like it? I already did try it, and it's actually really good. Because strawberry and chocolate, what a great combination. It's a really cute place too. There's like a chalkboard. There's cute little cow seatings, because obviously it's a little Moo House Cafe. Um, and they also had a 4 in a row and board games that you can play, so you can bring your friends over, have a nice chill time, almost like a Starbucks, but definitely more for teens, and just a nice little hangout space for anyone who wants to go after school, which is also why it was very crowded, as for there's a lot of teenagers there. But yeah, I definitely want to come back and try and go bring some friends over after school, maybe study with them, even if we're not going to study perfectly. And yeah, I recommend it, guys. Go try some boba. And remember, we are Youth Alive.
Hello guys, I'm Nata Alvin and this is Upgrade. These past weeks we've been talking about suffering. We've been learning a lot about suffering and how it affects our lives, our faith, how we need to see it, what causes suffering, and what is the role of God in suffering. We also learned that in the midst of those situations where we suffer, we need to trust God because He is good and He cares for us. The Bible also reminds us about this in 1 Peter 5:7, where we can see that we are called to cast all of our anxieties to God, or as said in other versions, give all your worries and cares to God, because He cares for us. And when we give all of our worries to Him, He is all powerful to take care of each one of them. But what does God do for those who sincerely surrender themselves into His hands day by day? First, God gives us the courage to face life honestly. And we need that because our tendency is either to try to run away when we see suffering, or we begin to get bitter. We need his courage, that courage that he provides us so that we don't reach for those solutions that the world offers, like drugs or alcohol. Second, when we surrender ourselves into his hands, God gives us wisdom to understand what needs to be done. And this doesn't mean that he is going to tell us exactly what's going to happen or exactly what we have to do, but he is going to guide us step by step, one step at a time, one day at a time. If you need wisdom, ask our generous God and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. James 1:5. God's wisdom is free and is available for all of us if we ask for it. So we just have to believe in him and ask our generous Father for wisdom. Third, God gives us the strength to do what he wants us to do. Sometimes it's not easy, sometimes it's difficult because we're suffering, right? But he is so good that he knows that we need his strength and he is willing to give us that. And Jesus lives within us and he is the one that gives the strength that we need to do what he wants us to do. Fourth, when we surrender ourselves into his hands, God gives us the faith to be patient while he works out his perfect will in our lives. And Psalm 37:5 reminds us that when we commit our ways to God and trust him, he will work in us and he will do. And if we have faith and we wait in patience, we will see how he gives us the desires of our hearts, because he is good and he knows what we want. But he also wants to teach us to be patient and to wait in him, to be still. And then we will receive what we desire. So let's recap. First, we are God's children and he cares for us. He cares for each and every one of us. He says this in his word, so we have to believe it. Second, we need to give him our anxieties, our worries, and cares, everything, and patiently wait for him to do his will. Third, God cares because he is a loving Father. He prepares us and gives us the tools we need to go through the trials in life. Okay, guys, that was it. This was our upgrade. I hope that you liked it. And remember that we are Youth Alive.
Well, that's a wrap to this week's Youth Alive episode. Thank you so much for watching and for continuing to support us every single week. Stay tuned for more episodes every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And don't forget to please share this video with as many people as you can. Your friends, your family. We want to grow our Youth Alive family. Also, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram because we have some exciting things going on with Youth Alive, especially over on our Instagram. So check it out. See you next time, and remember that we are Youth Alive.